So friends, we have seen that how to perform basic routing, to use routing using template URL.
Hello friends, in our last session we have seen that how to use routing. For that, what steps we need to follow, how to perform routing using template, what is when method, what is otherwise method, how to include your own controller inside template, and how to initialize a variable in controller and use that variable inside your template. So these things we have already covered in my previous example of AngularJS routing. So in this example we will be focusing on using template URL. So using template URL, you can call external HTML file, or simply you can declare the path of the file, HTML file, which you need to include in your ngview directive. So let's extend this code. Before that, let's check our current flow, how it is working. For that, let's move to run and click on launch in Chrome. So here it is coming that welcome to Angular routing, contact us. This is contact information, more. This is our otherwise method because no string is matches with this more. As you can see here, contact, nothing is like more, so it is my by default template I'm returning, that is written inside the otherwise method. So let's extend our code to use template URL. For that, let's create HTML file, as we are focusing on including an HTML file inside our template. So let's create a new file. Hello, it's about us page. We are serving since 1994 and working hard to get our milestone. Like this we can write anything and close it. So this is an example of Angular routing using template URL. Okay, let's save it as aboutus.html. So it's saved. Now we will use this file as a source of template URL inside our routing.html. So let's copy this code and paste it and change it to about us, and instead of template we will use template URL, and we will simply give path of that file. So since it's in current folder, so we only need to give the name of the file, that is aboutus.html. Now save it. As we are not bothered to use controller for this, so remove this part and save your program. And now go to view and make a link for about us as same as contact us. So it would be about us, and here also about us. So save this content, and now you can see that my file is ready to use template URL. So what changes did I make is I simply wrote template URL instead of template, and inside template URL I have given the path of the file which I need to include inside this ngview directive. So when I will run this program, what will happen is exactly it will call this config method. It will go to search for the path. At first it will load this home path, so it will display welcome to Angular routing. The moment I will click on about us, so it will search about this string inside this when clause. So inside this when, it will find about us, then it will go to inside and it will check whether there is template or template URL. So since here is template URL, so it will find where is about us.html page. Then it will go to this page it will take all this content and it will return this template inside this ngview directive once we run our program. So let's check and run our program and see how it is working. So here it's home, contact us, about us, it's not working, more, it's fine. So something wrong with this. Let's check our console for any error. So here it is showing that XML HTTP request cannot load this. It is due to cross origin requests are not supported for protocol schemes HTTP and data. So when we perform template URL, our browser performs an XHR request and it assumes that there is some server is calling on. So since we are not calling any server, we are using in our local path, so it is not allowing us to perform that action. It is due to this browser issue. So let's check in another browser and see what happens. Run launch in Firefox. So here also it is working. Home, contact us, about us. Here you can see it is working fine, and I'm not getting any console error as well. So here it is displaying my content of that about us page, which you can see this is coming from this page, inside this page. So you check here that when I'm clicking contact us, you please keep your eye on this part whether it's loading or not, because I'm calling another page inside my routing page. So when I'm clicking home button, you see nothing is happening on this loading part. When I'm clicking on contact us, it's also performing fine. When I'm clicking on about us, it is also working fine without any loading of this page. So this is the reason why AngularJS provides us SPA application in this manner. That is a single page application. So when user clicks on more, it gets more that template loaded. That is by default because it's otherwise method. And this is the use of template URL which we are getting. So what is exactly happening is, let's check in inspect element. So here you can see that ngView, the div which we have declared inside our view, and we made that div as empty. So inside this div, that whole content is being loaded. You can see that these parts are loaded inside this div. So this is the magic of routing and plet, which is very nice concept in AngularJS, and it is used mostly in many applications. So let's close this. So this is all about routing. So let's recall the steps how to use routing in for AngularJS. So first of all, you need to include this file. That is, for routing we have to use angular root.js. Then you need to inject that module inside your Angular module, that is inside this blank array. Here it is being injected inside this, so that it will understand that we need to include this file also. Then we will call our config method. In this config method we will use root provider, and the function of this root provider is very simple. It simply finds the route which user wants to navigate. So it checks for the route that in which page user is right now. So when it finds the appropriate page, then it calls these appropriate methods for that particular page. So inside root provider, what we do, we usually simply use this when method, and inside when method we can use template, controller, and so many things. And this otherwise method, that is if something doesn't matches, then it will call this method and it will load this template. And we can also use controller for this template URL also, but we have not used, as we have already used in some other links, that is for contact, and for otherwise we have already used the controller. So in this manner we have seen that how Angular routing is working. So one thing is that you can also use Angular routing like case and switch case, you must have seen that switch case, case 1, case 2, case 3, and the default method. So it is very similar to that only. So this is all about Angular routing. Thank you.
So friends, we have seen that how to use routing and how to use template URL in routing, and how it is beneficial to make websites without reloading our page. So in our next session we will see services in AngularJS.